The competition for great jobs is fiercer than ever. Research shows that, on average, 250 candidates apply for each job, but only 5 or 6 get an interview. And as technology advances, AI will put more jobs at risk. You need to do all you can to stand out and beat the competition. So in this video, we'll look at research-backed methods you've not heard of to maximize your chances of success. Let's get into it. Tip number 1, be a purple cow. You're driving down a country road, passing farm after farm of regular brown cows. Then, suddenly, you see a purple one. What do? I bet you'd want to park up and take a closer look. The purple cow isn't so attention-grabbing because it's a little bigger or a slightly different shade of brown. You notice it because it's unexpected and totally different from the others. The purple cow is a metaphor that author and business guru Seth Godin uses in his book, Purple Cow. Godin says that today, businesses can't rely on traditional marketing and advertising to sell their products. The old ways just don't work anymore. They're not enough. Every business uses the same tactics and techniques. So instead, to succeed, businesses need to be remarkable. They need to stand out. They need to be different, like a purple cow. According to Seth Godin, we can apply this idea just as much to job seeking. Recruiters sift through hundreds or thousands of brown cows when assessing candidates. To give yourself a shot and set yourself apart from the 99%, think about what will make someone look twice. It could be anything. Everyone has something that makes them different, so lean into who you are. Don't be afraid to show hiring managers your personality. You could send a video CV, or make it interactive, or use graphics or bold colors to make your qualifications stand out. You could even get creative with your cover letter and write it as a short story, poem, or social media post, if that would impress the company you want to work at. Another way to be memorable is to do something most people don't think about and show how great your work is instead of just telling. Successful job seekers include projects they've worked on in their applications or create a website or blog that recruiters can check out themselves. To really stand out, you could even do a project similar to what you'd be doing on the job, a kind of mock project to show your initiative, creativity, and skills. A final option is to list your unusual and impressive skills or knowledge. Maybe you can recite pi to 25 digits. Perhaps you recently posted a video on TikTok that went viral. Maybe you know everything there is to know about Formula One or World of Warcraft. Whatever it is, there could be someone on the other side of your application who shares your passions or wants to learn more. And this could be your edge. Tip number 2, harness the power of weak ties. You've probably heard that when job seeking, it's not what you know, but who you know. While we take this for granted, it wasn't always this way. In the 1970s, a professor at Stanford conducted a study on job hunting. He took almost 300 men in the U.S. and asked them about how they got their current positions. Surprisingly, the researcher found that what he called weak ties played a much more important role in helping people find work than their strong ties. Strong ties are the people we know best: friends, family, and close colleagues. In contrast, weak ties are people who are part of different social circles and professional networks. A 2022 follow-up study of 20 million LinkedIn users over 5 years reached the same conclusion. Our weakest connections help us get the jobs we want, and our strongest connections help the least. So, how is this? Why are people we don't know very well so powerful for us when job seeking? Well, according to weak tie theory, the reason is that the strong ties are too similar. They might be of a similar age or live near us, and they probably share our values and interests. However, weak ties are often unlike us. They might work in a different industry or city, or have skills we don't. This means that weak ties give us ideas and information we'd never get from strong ties. They connect us to people and opportunities we wouldn't usually be exposed to, opening doors and making intros. People we're close to tend to have all the same skills and be pursuing the same roles. If they're struggling to find their dream jobs, it's probably the same reasons you are. They won't have the knowledge and advice that weak ties have, and these are what'll help you get ahead. We should always be consciously building our professional and social networks, in person and online, throughout school and at work. And when job seeking, we should think hard about who we know who might be able to help out and offer guidance, and reach out to them. People are always more open to helping than we think. And, of course, the best way to strengthen ties is always to give back whenever someone asks for advice from you. Tip number 3, use course careers. You could also stand out and beat the competition by acquiring the most in-demand skills hiring managers look for today by trying out course careers. They even include a purple cow automated resume generator. This gets you in the front of the line. Plus, they directly connect you with a network of hiring managers looking for people with your new skills. Course Careers guides you through the entire process of getting your next job fast by quickly learning the skills, building a resume or portfolio, applying, and interviewing. Course Careers is the best option to land a fully remote, high-paying job without a degree or previous experience. A recent Course Careers graduate just transitioned from a carpenter to an $80K software development career within 4 months. It offers many different courses, including technology sales, for example, where starting salaries are up to $80,000, or software development, where you can earn $70,000 to $90,000 as an entry-level programmer. Course Careers breaks down exactly what you need to know to get the job you want, saving you time and the stress of not knowing where to begin and trying to figure out everything for yourself. Research shows that 2/3 of people are bored by their work, and almost half wish they'd picked a different career. But it's never too late to make a change if you're willing to take action. If this piques your interest and feels like the right step forward for you, check out the link in the description, which will allow you to get started for free and also get $50 off the full course. Tip number 4, tell a great story. Since the beginning of time, humans have been sharing information via stories. It's how we're wired. Before writing, it was our only way to communicate. And still today, our brains process stories much more easily than facts and data. There's a reason we find it hard to not keep binging our favorite shows, but get bored looking at spreadsheets. Stories make us feel good. Storytelling releases chemicals in our brain, like dopamine and oxytocin, associated with pleasure and bonding, making listening to or watching stories enjoyable. A part of the brain called the limbic system plays a central role in processing emotions, forming memories, and reducing stress. Stories activate our limbic system, making us more emotionally invested in them and helping us store them as long-term memories. However, we process data and factual information more analytically. They don't stimulate the same brain areas, instead activating parts of the brain associated with logical reasoning and problem solving. Despite the power of stories, 99% of job seekers don't use them. They all do the same thing, presenting their experience and qualifications in a dry, factual way. Brain expert John Medina says that often the main reason that one candidate gets a job over another is that the successful candidate weaved emotion into their resume and interview. Recruiters aren't as rational as they think they are. They're human too. They have emotions, and these emotions will influence what they think of you. Telling stories will release feel-good chemicals in their brains. They'll feel more positive about you and be more likely to remember you, and they won't know why. Telling a story in your application or interview isn't as hard as it might sound. Think about how your skills and experience fit into a narrative that makes sense, and how the job you're applying for slots into this story. Let your passion for the job come through and include setbacks and challenges to make your story more relatable. Talk about how you built your skills and strengths, and not just about what they are. And importantly, make sure your stories are genuine. Made-up stories always do more harm than good. Applying for jobs is tough. You need to put yourself in the best possible position to stand a chance of succeeding. The good news is that 99% of job seekers do the same thing, turning in predictable applications and never thinking outside the box. Give these tips a try next time you're looking to move jobs, and let me know how it goes in the comments. I'll see you in the next video.